Have you ever had that dream? You know the one? Maybe you're flying, just soaring over cities and forests, totally free. Or maybe you're suddenly back in school, staring at an exam you didn't know you had. And let's not even talk about the one where your teeth decide to just fall out. For centuries, we've been obsessed with figuring out what these nightly movies mean. Ancient civilizations thought they were messages from the gods. Early psychologists like Sigmund Freud were convinced they were secret windows into our deepest desires. But what if the real story is even more mind-blowing? What is actually going on in your brain when you dream? And do these bizarre, beautiful, or terrifying stories mean anything at all? As a neuroscientist, I'm going to take you on a tour of the sleeping mind. We're going to separate the myths from the incredible biological facts, and what we find might just change the way you think about sleep forever. For most of history, the question wasn't if dreams had meaning, but how to crack the code. The ancient Egyptians and Greeks had trained dream interpreters who helped leaders plan battles and make huge decisions. Fast forward a few thousand years to the Vienna coffee houses of the early 20th century, and the whole thing got a psychological makeover. Sigmund Freud famously argued that dreams are basically wish fulfillment. He believed our minds cook up a story, the manifest dream, to disguise our repressed, unconscious wishes, which were often, in his view, pretty racy. His frenemy, Carl Jung, had a different spin. He suggested dreams connect us to a collective unconscious, filled with universal symbols and archetypes that all humans share. These ideas are incredibly compelling. They promise a secret decoder ring for our brains. There's just one tiny problem. Scientifically speaking, there's no solid evidence for any of it. While these theories were hugely influential, they just aren't backed up by what we've even learned about the brain in the last 70 years. There's no scientific support for a universal dream dictionary where a snake always means you have a secret enemy, or losing your teeth always means you're anxious. As we're about to see, the real meaning is a lot more personal and way less prophetic. The real breakthrough didn't happen on a therapist's couch, it happened in the lab. The whole field of dream science got flipped on its head in 1953. Two researchers, Eugene Aserinsky and Nathaniel Kleitman, noticed something strange. While people were asleep, their eyes would sometimes dart back and forth like crazy under their eyelids. They called this rapid eye movement, or REM sleep. And when they woke people up during this phase, bam, they got vivid, story-like dream reports. For the first time, we had a physical, biological marker for dreaming. Suddenly, dreaming wasn't just a psychological mystery, it was a biological process we could actually study. Using tools like EEGs to measure brainwaves, scientists found that during REM sleep, our brains are buzzing with activity, almost as if we're awake. But it's a very specific kind of activity. The brainstem, a pretty primitive part of our brain, is firing off random electrical signals. At the same time, our emotional centers, like the amygdala, are totally lit up. This is why dreams can feel so incredibly emotional. But here's the kicker. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain right behind your forehead that handles logic and rational thought, is significantly powered down. This led to one of the first major brain-based theories of dreaming, the activation synthesis hypothesis. The idea is that dreams are just your brain's attempt to make sense of this random storm of signals coming from the brainstem. Your logical brain is snoozing, so your emotional, creative brain is left trying to stitch together a story from random neurological chaos. The result? A narrative that's often illogical, weird, and emotionally supercharged. It's not a secret message. It's your brain's best effort at storytelling with a very, very strange script. So, if dreams aren't just your brain's weird improv show, what's the point of all this nightly activity? Why did we evolve this? Modern neuroscience suggests that dreaming isn't just a side effect. It's your brain's essential night shift, performing maintenance that keeps you running. First, and maybe most importantly, dreaming is critical for memory consolidation. Think about it too, are bombarded with information all day. You can't possibly keep it all. During REM sleep, your brain acts like a diligent librarian, sorting through the day's events. It decides what to keep, what to throw away, and how to file the important stuff. This is why you often dream about things that happened to you recently. Your brain is literally replaying and processing those memories to lock them into long-term storage. In fact, studies show that a good night's sleep, full of dream-rich REM cycles, seriously boosts performance on learning and memory tasks. The second major function is emotional regulation. Life is full of emotional ups and downs. One leading theory suggests that REM sleep dreaming helps to strip the emotional sting from difficult memories. It's a bit like overnight therapy. Your brain reprocesses upsetting events in a safe, simulated space, which helps separate the memory from that raw, painful emotion. It might be why, over time, the sharp pain of a bad memory can fade. It's not just time healing the wound, it's your dreams doing the work. This idea also helps explain nightmares. A nightmare could be what happens when this system gets overwhelmed by something particularly traumatic. A related idea is the threat simulation theory, which says dreams might have an evolutionary advantage by letting us rehearse for danger. Dreaming about being chased or getting into a fight could be your brain's own virtual reality simulator, letting you practice your fight-or-flight instincts, so you're better prepared if you face a real threat. This brings us back to the million-dollar question. Do my dreams actually mean anything? And the answer is a huge yes. Just not in the way the old mystics, or even Freud, thought. Dreams don't tell the future, or reveal some universal truth. Their meaning is entirely, deeply, and radically personal. The cast, setting, and plot of your dreams are pulled from your own unique life, your memories, your worries, your hopes, and your day-to-day experiences. So, while dreaming about losing your teeth has no universal meaning, for you, it might be connected to feeling stressed about a presentation at work, a lack of control over a family situation, or just general anxiety. A dream isn't a prophecy, it's a reflection. It's your brain processing your life, using a symbolic language that's completely unique to you. Think of your dreams less like a dictionary that needs translating, and more like a nightly, abstract painting created by your brain. It uses the raw material of your datha, people you saw, the feelings you felt, the problems you mulled over, and weaves it all together to help you file memories and manage your emotions. The story itself might be off the wall, but the underlying themes are almost always connected to what's really going on in your life. So, the next time you wake up from a wild dream, instead of Googling what does it mean to dream about a talking squirrel, try asking yourself a few questions. What was on my mind yesterday? What have I been feeling? What are the biggest challenges or joys in my life right now? You'll probably find that the emotional vibe of the dream lines up perfectly with your waking reality. And exploring that is a pretty powerful tool for self-reflection. If you found this trip into the dreaming brain fascinating, be sure to subscribe for more explorations into the science of you. And I'd love to read about the weirdest dream you've ever had in the comments below. A great way to appreciate just how creative our brains can be. For centuries, we looked outward for answers. But it turns out some of the biggest mysteries and most elegant biological systems are running inside our own heads every night. Dreams aren't messages from another dimension. They're a core part of what makes us human, a nightly neuroscientific masterpiece that files our memories, soothes our emotional wounds, and helps us navigate the messy, beautiful business of being alive. So tonight, when you go to sleep, remember, you're not just resting. You're firing up the most powerful virtual reality simulator in the known universe. Sweet dreams.